Lucy and Henry Bennett lived in a small English village surrounded by rolling hills and cobblestone streets. Their house was beautiful but quiet. After years of trying for a child, they sat together one evening, hearts heavy with the knowledge they could not conceive. Lucy, a school teacher with a gentle heart, suggested adoption. Henry hesitated at first, worried about the challenges they might face. But Lucy's hope was contagious, and soon they decided to adopt a child who needed love as much as they did. The adoption agency told them it wouldn't be easy. When they saw a photograph of a 4-year-old boy named Elijah, their hearts melted. He had big brown eyes and a shy smile. But Elijah's file came with a warning. He had been through a traumatic past and would need special care. "He's perfect for us," Lucy whispered. Henry nodded, feeling the first spark of excitement. The day they met Elijah was rainy. Elijah sat in the corner of a playroom, holding a small stuffed rabbit. Lucy knelt down and smiled. "Hi, Elijah. I'm Lucy, and this is Henry." The boy stared, unsure. Henry pulled a toy car from his pocket and rolled it toward him. Slowly, Elijah's fingers reached out. It wasn't much, but it was a start. The Bennetts thought their love was enough, but the adoption process was grueling. Every document felt like an interrogation. Their decision to adopt a black child in a predominantly white village drew whispers and raised eyebrows. "Are you sure you're ready for this?" an agency worker asked. Lucy's answer was firm. "We won't give up." When Elijah finally came home, it was a sunny spring day. Lucy had decorated his room with stars and moons, and Henry built him a wooden train set. But Elijah didn't smile. He clung to his stuffed rabbit, his wide eyes scanning the unfamiliar space. Lucy and Henry took turns reading him bedtime stories, hoping he'd feel safe. The village stairs, the first time they took Elijah to the village market, the stairs were impossible to ignore. "Poor boy," someone muttered. Others whispered about how Elijah didn't look like them. Lucy held her head high, but Elijah's small hand tightened around hers. That night, Lucy cried. Henry held her close and promised they'd find a way to protect him. Elijah's first day at school was difficult. The other children were curious but not always kind. One boy called him a name, and Elijah didn't say a word all day. Lucy spoke to the teacher, who promised to keep an eye out, but the damage was done. At home, Elijah retreated into silence. Lucy and Henry wondered if they were failing him. One evening, Elijah placed a crayon drawing on the table. It showed 3 stick figures holding hands. Lucy's heart swelled. "Is this us?" she asked. Elijah nodded. It was the first time he'd called them Mummy and Daddy. The small moment felt like a breakthrough. Elijah began having nightmares. He screamed in his sleep, shouting words Lucy and Henry couldn't understand. A visit to a therapist revealed pieces of his past: neglect, hunger, fear. Henry struggled with guilt, wondering if they could ever heal his wounds. But Lucy reminded him, "We just have to keep showing him love." The community turned slowly. The village began to change. A neighbor, Mrs. Goodwin, brought over a basket of toys for Elijah. "I didn't understand at first," she admitted, "but now I see how much he means to you." Others followed, offering kind words and invitations to playdates. The Bennett's courage was beginning to inspire acceptance. One night, Elijah ran away. He had been upset after a boy at school teased him. Lucy and Henry searched for hours in the pouring rain. They found him in the park, shivering under a tree. "Why did you leave?" Henry asked gently. Elijah sobbed, "I don't belong." Lucy held him close. "You belong with us. Always." Elijah began to open up. He started talking about his memories and his feelings. At school, he made a friend, a girl named Sophie who loved art as much as he did. Together, they painted a mural for the school, showing children of all colors playing together. It was a turning point for Elijah and for the village. Henry taught Elijah how to build things in their garage. Together, they made birdhouses and painted them bright colors. One day, Elijah asked, "Am I really your son?" Henry knelt down, his voice steady. "You're my son in every way that matters." For the first time, Elijah smiled and hugged him tightly. The Bennetts decided to adopt again, hoping to give Elijah a sibling. The process was just as hard, but they faced it with confidence. Elijah helped prepare the house, picking out toys and drawing pictures to welcome the new child. He had found his place, and he wanted to share it. Years later, the Bennetts' home was filled with laughter. Elijah had grown into a kind, confident young man. The challenges they faced had made their family stronger. As they sat around the dinner table one evening, Elijah looked at Lucy and Henry and said, "Thank you for choosing me." Lucy's eyes filled with tears. "You were always meant to be ours." The Bennetts welcomed a little girl, Amelia, into their home. She was shy and quiet, much like Elijah had been. Elijah took her under his wing, showing her the stars on her bedroom ceiling and reading to her at night. Watching them bond brought Lucy and Henry so much joy, reaffirming their decision to expand their family. Elijah and Amelia grew closer with each passing day. They explored the village together, played in the garden, and shared secrets in whispered tones. When Amelia started school, Elijah stood by her side, protecting her from the stares and questions. He had learned her to be strong, and now he was teaching her to be brave too. One day, a cruel letter arrived in the mail, questioning the Bennetts' choice to adopt children who didn't look like them. It was unsigned, but the words stung. Lucy and Henry burned the letter and reassured Elijah and Amelia that they were loved. The incident, though painful, brought them closer as a family. The village rallied around the Bennetts after the letter. Neighbors organized a small festival to celebrate diversity, with food, music, and art from different cultures. Elijah and Amelia were at the center of it all, smiling brighter than ever. The event marked a turning point, showing the family how much support they truly had. Years later, Elijah, now a young man, gave a speech at his university about his journey and the power of love and resilience. Amelia, a teenager, cheered loudly from the audience. Lucy and Henry watched with pride, their hearts full. The family had faced pain and challenges, but their love had always been enough to see them through. Together, they had built a life filled with promise and joy. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe to our growing channel. Your support is everything to us.